This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live for Wednesday night, May the 3rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I hope you guys are well. I missed you. I think Sunday night was my last live stream, but I've been busy and been missing from here for good reason. I will tell you all about it. I won't talk too much about bowling just in case that guy still gets mad at me. Just kidding. I'm over it. So thank you for being here. We're going to talk about the event, Abbotsford Canucks and Calgary Wranglers. We're going to talk quickly about the game one of each of the four series, and then I'll get to your questions and comments as well. So welcome to all of you. Very happy to see you. Moderators, do what you need to do. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to all of you, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So while you're here, subscribe so you can get active in the chat section, and you can get my videos. I try and do them every single day, but there's not a lot of Canucks news happening right now, but maybe they'll pick up after the draft lottery. Regardless, I invite you to subscribe for sure. Like the video. There's 22 of you in here. Thank you. Only 11 likes. Actually, that's 50%, but I want more people in here, so I want more likes as well. So thank you for those in advance. You can get the donation already. Here come all the jokes. I'm only here for the football talk, says Jason. You can get the donation train out of the station. You can gift memberships, which is the equivalent of a $5 donation. Become a member, upgrade your membership, whatever you want to do. I appreciate you. Rate and review on if you're listening on a podcast platform. But most importantly, make sure that you subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get active in the chat section for sure. Like I said, I will go over some hockey stuff, and then I'll turn it over to you. Got a lot of time for questions tonight as well. I haven't streamed since Sunday night because Monday I wrote my final exam. I got a 98 on the final and a 92% overall. So boom, I've done 9 out of 12 courses now, only 3 more courses to go, and I have a Master of Pastoral Theology. That was Monday night, and then last night, big celebration, confirmation. If your average dude is in here, he is your average dude. Yes, I love it. I'm gonna highlight this because this warms my heart because your average dude knows. He says you witnessed one of the most important events in my life. Yes, your average dude got confirmed last night. So yes, he's in grade 7. He's 12 years old. But I talked to both of your average dude's mom and dad, and I confirmed with both of them that they are aware that he comes on these streams past 11 o'clock sometimes. And I'm not here to judge. I trust that he's done his homework and that he's just falling asleep to my sweet voice, whatever it is. So thank you, your average dude, and congratulations to you for sure. And thank you, Coach Rob. Yes. My school, I love it. It's, I wouldn't say it's easy. It's a lot of work, but if I'm getting good marks, that means they must mark relatively easy because I usually don't do this well in school. And before I get to anything else, I want to show you, some of you may have seen this announced on Twitter already, or you just happen to see a notification. But guess what? Tomorrow night, I am doing my first ever, well, I can't change it. I'm doing my first ever non-Canucks live stream during a game. That's the worst explanation ever. Whether you call it a watch party, a watch along, I'm not doing play-by-play. I am going to be having the game on. I'm not obviously on my stream. I'm going to be reacting to what happens to the game, big plays, goals, big hits, penalties, whatever it may be. But the meantime, in the meantime, I'm going to stay active in the chat section. And maybe if it's really boring or if there's a long commercial break, we'll sneak in a game or two, maybe during intermission. I'll try and convince some of my family members to come on as well during the night, because I'll be taking over the TV room. But if you are watching the game tomorrow and you want to watch, remember, it's not really a watch party per se, but if you want to kind of hang out with me, I'm going to try it. It starts at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. I'll be streaming for the entire game. I realize that Gravity might be doing his own streaming. He's a big Dallas Stars fan, and that's cool. I recognize that there might be some other things, other people doing live streams as well, but I'm going to try it. So I would love you guys to come. I probably won't do an 11. No, I know I won't do an 11 p.m. live stream. I will do this one only, and we'll see how it goes. I actually wanted to try and do one tonight, but my church event ended too late. You guys know I'm at church Wednesday night. So tomorrow night, Seattle Kraken, Dallas Stars, Game 2. I've called it a live stream with reaction and chat. I'm not going to do play-by-play. I'm not going to do what you can already listen to there's no point me explaining the game. I presume most of you will have it on and be watching me or listening to me. So let's see what happens. We're just gonna have some fun tonight, and we are tomorrow night, I should say, and we are going to see how it goes. We have our first donation of the night, and it's from legendary Lucas Gates. Just got started right as I walked in the door after working the concert tonight at Rogers Arena. Concert season or bust. Yes, it was Shania Twain. I know that because I had a couple of my teachers that usually teach on Wednesday night. They were missing tonight because they were at the concert. So I hope it went well for you, Lucas. Thank you for the donation and for your legendary membership. As always, let's give Lucas some love in the chat. And the donation train is indeed out of the station. Yeah, Gurpreet, I definitely, and I will never do a Leafs game, because if it's not Steve Dangle, it might be Hot Take Hockey and others. And on one hand, though, I'm not afraid. It's not a competition, and if I have fewer viewers, which I would, then any of those guys, Hot Take, Steve Dangle, I know Gravity does some, I know Twisted Wrister does some, I know Off the Wall Hockey does some, but everyone has their own little flavor, and I'm going to have mine. I don't know how many of those guys actually will break into a game of Wordle or Gordle during the game or whatever it may be, but that's kind of some of the things I'm going to do. I'm not going to go for 24 hours. I'm going to go for the basically the length of the game, and maybe for a few minutes afterwards. So, very cool. It sounds like Coach Rob's going to be there. Fangirl is going to check it out. A few others going to check it out. So, thank you for doing that. Thank you for in advance. And if you can make it, great. And if not, certainly don't sweat it. Let's start with our local hockey team. And our local hockey team won today. So after Calgary takes the first two, I don't like this layout. I think I'm on the wrong one. Oh, no, that's too small. Which is the one I usually use, guys? I'm so confused. What is the one that I usually use? No. Sorry, guys. I'm just fooling around with all these buttons I have on Streamlabs. No. This one? Oh, no. Yeah, I think it's this one. There. That was painful. My apologies. So, we have a win by the Abbotsford Canucks. They win 3-2 against Calgary, the Calgary Flames affiliate. And it's weird. Calgary played the first two games of the series were in Calgary, and then the last three are in Abbotsford. So Calgary technically has home ice advantage, although Abbotsford gets the final three games. So I guess the thought is, if Calgary had a chance to go up 2-0 by winning both games at home, and they did. But Abbotsford comes up big, backed by Spencer Martin. So shots on goal, pretty even, 30-27. Lots of penalty minutes, 32 penalty minutes, but then only 6 power plays, because there are a lot, you'll see, a lot of these were coincidental minors, 9:58, 20:20, 10:45, and then a bunch of stuff happening at the end of the game. So Jeremy Poirier opens the scoring for the Wranglers, and they're up 1-0. But Linus Karlsson from Höglander and Christian Wolanin on a power play, and it's 1-1 after one. Wolanin, his second point of the night, his first goal of the playoffs from who's Zach Guattari and Kyle Rao. And then Kyle Rao then gets his second point by scoring from Tristan Nielsen. The Canucks are up 3-1. Then halfway through the third period, Calgary makes it 3-2. But then the Canucks hang on for the victory. You look at the 3 stars: Spencer Martin, 25 saves on 27 shots. Kyle Rao with a 1 goal and 1 assist. And then you have Christian Wolanin also with a goal and an assist. I really want to see if Wolanin makes the team next year. I think that's going to be a really interesting story to watch. And you look at the Abbotsford Canucks, they don't give time on ice. They don't give a lot of stats here, but we see that Kyle Rao had the 2 points. We had Wolanin with the 2 points, and then Karlsson with a goal, and then Höglander with an assist, Nielsen with an assist. So not a high-scoring game, of course. These two teams are very tight. Did both games go to overtime? Did game 1 and game 2 go to overtime? Regardless, this one is also another close one, a 1-goal game. And now the series is 2-1 for Calgary. And then game 4 is on Friday. And then game 5, which we sure hope is necessary, comes on Sunday night. Yes. Your average dude. I already sent out the pool update, but I only sent it to the paid pool entrance. So what I can do is over the weekend, probably not tonight or tomorrow, over the weekend, I can tell you basically where you would be in those standings, if that makes sense. I suck, by the way, in not only in that pool, but overall, because my pool was based on my picks. You guys, I went only 4 for 8 in the first round. I got 3 of, I just want to fix something here. I got 3 of the, 3 of the Western Conference ones correct, but only 1 of the Eastern Conference. So I went 4 for 8. And then my horrible streak continues as in the first 4 games of this, of the first round. So the first 4 games, I went 0 for 4. I picked Toronto and they lost. I picked Dallas and they lost. I picked New Jersey and they lost. And I picked, who am I missing? Oh, I picked Edmonton and they lost. So once again, I am 0 for 4 after game 1s. I'll get to that in, that's pretty bad. I see Tubby, maker of this fine music. You know, anytime Tubby comes in here, I think we should honor him by listening to this music. So smooth. Thank you, Tubby. It is so good that you guys know that, I think you know that Jacob has stolen it for the JR Pro. No, he hasn't. I know you gave him permission. So Jacob uses it for his JR Pro Shop videos as well. So let's give some love to producer Tubby for being here. Love the music as always. Gurpreet went 6 for 8. That's way better than me. That's for sure. Way better than me. Let's go. Let's talk about these 4 series real quick, and then I will turn it over to you for your question. So we'll just spend a minute or 2 max per series, if that works. So tonight, the Hurricanes chase Akira Schmidt from the net by going up early, 3-0 by the start of the second period. And then not a lot of shots on goal. So only 41 shots on goal, but 6. So Carolina scores 5 goals on their 23 shots. Not a lot of penalties, no power play goals, decent amount of hits. There's 71 hits there, some good block shots. But really, we're talking about Pesce and Jarvis in the first period. Kotkaniemi, then that's the goal that chased Schmidt from the net. Then Bastian gets one for New Jersey, and then Brady Shea and Jesper Fast. So not even close. 5-1, 5-1. And then you look, New Jersey, obviously not a lot to report there. And then 2 points for Stahl. You got 2 points for Martinook, 2 points for Fast. And then Frederick Anderson, not that busy at all, only had to face 18 shots. Now, I didn't watch this game because I was at my church. So you guys, in a minute, tell me if this game was at all exciting. There's a lot of goals. I watched the highlights already, and but it looks like New Jersey did not do that much. But we'll see. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in a few minutes. So that was the early game tonight. And then it was this game. And this game was crazy. So I was still at church. Oh, and then I had to drop my car off to get service. But I was tracking this. And this game was nuts. So you had Draisaitl opening the game up early on the power play. Another McDavid to Draisaitl one-timer. It's amazing. Even though you know it's coming, you can't stop it. You can't stop it because of how much room that McDavid opens up for himself because he's such a good skater. Such a good skater. Barbashev scores just 40 seconds later. Then Vegas, Amadio, then Stone before Draisaitl gets his second. You're going to hear his name a lot with only 11 seconds remaining. Amazingly, no goals in the second, and then more. Draisaitl with his hat trick goal on the power play. Barbashev with his second. Stevenson, then Draisaitl to make it 5-4, I guess. And then Jack Eichel scores in the empty net to make it 6-4. Interesting that Eichel stole the puck from McDavid, and those were, of course, the guys that went 1-2 in the draft. So Draisaitl has a 4-goal night, one night after Joe Pavelski did it for the Dallas Stars. So you look at the game stats for this one, 34-27, Vegas outshoots Edmonton. Both teams have good power plays, and they both convert 2 goals for each of them. And then Oilers a lot more hits than the Golden Knights, but Golden Knights a lot more blocked shots. For Edmonton, 2 points for Hyman, 4 points, all goals for Draisaitl, 2 for McDavid, 2 for Bouchard, and 2 for Ekholm. By the way, Darnell Nurse, he's pretty bad, eh? What was Darnell Nurse today? Oh, -2. Okay. He's like their version of Tyler Myers. Then for Vegas, check this out. Look at all these players. It looks like 15 of the 18 skaters had points. Well, that makes sense if you have 15 of the 18. 9 of the 12 forwards, not 15 of the 18 skaters. 9 of the 12 forwards had points, led by Eichel with 2, Barbashev with 2 goals, Mark Stone with 2, and Zach Whitecloud actually with the highest scoring defenseman. You have Lauren Brossoit with the win. You have Stuart Skinner with the loss. I was wondering if they were ever going to go to Jack Campbell. We'll see if that's a storyline for game number 2. But overall, a very entertaining game, and Vegas takes the early lead 1-0. Then very quickly, yesterday, we saw Florida beat Toronto on the back of Matthew Tkachuk's 3 assists. It was Florida getting out to a 2-0 lead. Toronto tying it 2-2. Then Florida scores the next 2. Carter Verhaeghe continuing strong play. Brandon Montour, you guys, have 6 goals in the playoffs for a defenseman who's not known as an offensive defenseman. Pretty impressive. Leafs outshoot the Panthers. No one scores on the power play. 83 hits between the two teams. Florida, like I said, led by Matthew Tkachuk's 3 assists. Barkov with 2. Sam Bennett with 2 points. And then Bobrovsky, the winning goalie. And then for Toronto, a bunch of guys got 1 point, but nothing. No one got more than 1. And then you have Jake McKay with -3. That kind of sticks out a little bit. And then Samsonov takes the loss. And then I better learn a bit about the series if I'm going to be talking about them all night yesterday. We have Seattle, all night tomorrow. We have Seattle against Dallas. Seattle dominated parts of this game. Look at the hits, 47-19. Look at the shots and goal, 44-35. But they are facing Jake Ottinger. What am I talking about? Seattle won. I'm talking like Seattle lost. Seattle dominated the game and they won. Excuse me, guys. I had a brain fart for a second. I think I was so impressed by Pavelski's 4 goals. Pavelski scores, then Schwartz, then Pavelski, then Schultz, then Borkstrand, then Eberle. So 4 goals in the first period. Seattle's up 4-2. Then Pavelski 4-4. And that 4th goal happens with 6.5 minutes left. It seemed like Dallas was destined to win, but Yanni Gourde ends it in a bit of a broken play. You guys might remember he was trying to get back to the point. It got blocked. Then he just turned around and shot it, and it went in. Sometimes those greasy, messy goals are the ways to go, and Seattle takes a 1-0 lead. Eberle with 2 points is the only guy with 2 points. Everyone else had 1, and then Grubauer with the win, and then obviously Joe Pavelski with the 4 goals. Max Domi with the 3 assists, and then Jake Ottinger takes the loss. So there we go, you guys. 1 Canucks game of the Abbotsford variety, 4 games, and you for NHL, all game ones. I predicted all 4 wrong. Yesterday, Florida and Seattle winning. Today, it was Carolina and Vegas. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I would love to hear your impressions. The first round's behind us. Let's get your impressions of the start of the second round so far. But first, a thank you to our sponsors. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lou and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. See their services at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and get a free pair of socks valued at $15 to $20 with your next Vessi purchase. Appreciate their support as always. Don't forget to subscribe, to like the video, to keep that donation train rolling after Lucas got it out of the station. You can gift memberships, become a member, upgrade your memberships as well. And don't forget, tomorrow night, I will be streaming, watching, reacting to Game 2 of Seattle and Dallas. Friends, over to you. Let's go Canucks, playoff, and hockey-related questions only for 15 minutes. Let's do 15 minutes. And as your average user says, gift, upgrade, donate, and join. Oh, hey, Shannon. Oh, I didn't know. Did you, I presume that you and Jack have been corresponding directly, which is awesome. That was the point, was I wanted to connect you guys. That's great. And I hope they come soon too. That's wonderful. Do I think the Canucks sign Lekaramaki soon? Apparently it could be, according to a report on Twitter, and he'd be loaned to Sweden for the SHL. Yeah, that would make sense if they sign him to an entry level. He does 1 year in Sweden and then 2 with us. But I haven't heard much. I haven't actually been on Canucks Twitter a lot, Fangirl. So thank you. Thank you for that report. Nashville's AHL affiliate will stay in Milwaukee for the next 2 seasons. Announced an extension today. Clubs have been affiliates since Nashville joined the NHL in 90. Thank you, Lucas. Did not know that. And I appreciate the info. Who will the Flames hire as their next coach? I've heard, it will be interesting if Joe Quenneville is reinstated by the league. Maybe it's him. Does Boudreau get another chance? Probably not. Does Green? Maybe not. I don't know. That's a really good question. Yes, Flames, as I've talked about, have even a more disappointing season than the Canucks, and you see what Matthew Tkachuk is doing in the playoffs as opposed to what Weegar and Huberdeau did not do for Calgary. Well, they didn't get to the playoffs, so they didn't do anything for them in the playoffs, if that makes sense. Yes, they are building a new arena. Who is? Calgary? Yes. Fillmore says his final 4 is Florida versus Carolina and Vegas versus Seattle. Wow, an imagine if Seattle comes out of there and it'll become an all-Pacific Western Conference final. Fascinating. Fascinating for sure. What do you do in the offseason? I'm already going nuts. Well, obviously, I'm not making a lot of videos. There's not a lot of Canucks stuff to talk about. And I've seen the growth of my channel just kind of stall. And I don't mean Jordan stall. It just stalled. And I'm fine with that. I'm not freaking out. But it certainly didn't grow in the month of April because there's hardly any Canucks news. And that's not why I'm doing these streams. But I'm going to try it. Because who knows, maybe it brings in an extra few subscribers tomorrow, and then I'll determine if I should do another one. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm at least from a personal perspective, Sky, because I've been studying, finishing my master's course, because I had 2 big church events that Your Average Dude was part of one of them. There's always I'm winning bowling tournaments left, right, and center. No, I won one. I mentioned the B word. Overall, I've kept myself busy, so I hope you guys have as well. None of us should be surprised, or at least I'm not surprised that Florida won the first game after defeating Boston. Yeah, they're feeling really good about themselves right now. What does a 10.2C mean on contracts? Fangirl, I won't get into the whole description right now, but it's a certain type of player. It usually refers to a player who, in essence, only played 5 games in his first season, like Hughes did, but you burn a year off his contract. Now, that's not the only criteria, and maybe I'll do a much better explanation, but it's a certain type of player, and these 10.2C players, they don't have a lot of bargaining power, so they can't file for arbitration. They cannot be offer sheeted. So because of their situation, and I have to clarify how they get to the situation, there are certain rights that they don't have that a non 10.2C player does have. So generally, anytime you see 10.2C is generally beneficial to the club. Chicago Wolves will be electing an independent club free from affiliation. Interesting. What Ohtani is doing for MLB is amazing. If there is an NHL version of Ohtani who can stop pucks like Brodeur, but also shoot past like Pastrnak, do you play him in net or as a winger or as a forward? I think that's a great question. That's an excellent question. You know what I do? I play him as a winger because I think, and if you look at the goaltenders that are, and I saw some articles about this, all the goaltenders that played 60 games or more, they're all out except for Ottinger. Shesterkin, Sorokin, some really good goalies are Hollaback are out of the playoffs already. So there might be a trend to having a goalie that plays 50 and a goalie that plays 30. So a better backup and you might not spend so much on your starter. Look at Akira Schmidt and Vanacek or whatever it may be. So I make this point because maybe I would use an Ohtani-like player as a winger as opposed to a goalie, if that makes sense. Great question. New Calgary Arena looks too modern. I haven't seen mock-ups yet, actually. Since Flames like getting former Canucks, maybe they hired Travis Green. Yeah, I'm just not sure if that's going to happen. What happened to Quenneville? Didn't Joel Quenneville, wasn't he accused, I'm looking up right now, of misconduct? That's why he's not coaching right now. I'm just looking it up on Wikipedia really quickly. But there was something that happened. Here. Where was it, you guys? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Here. Oh, it was his alleged role into the whole misconduct within the Blackhawks organization when he was a coach there. So right now, the latest it says, so then he went to Florida, but he resigned. According to a formal NHL statement, Bettman, the Panthers, and Quenneville mutually agreed that it was no longer appropriate for Quenneville to stay on. Bettman also announced that Quenneville will have to meet with him before he's allowed to work in the NHL again. So people are saying that perhaps he will make his way back to the NHL. Carolina was up 2-0 after 1, but New Jersey was outshot 11-1. That is not good at all. Why is Hughes cap hit 7.8 when he signed for 6.5? No, if you're talking about Quinn, he didn't sign for 6.5. His contract is 7.8. So I don't know, Fangirl, where you got the 6.5 number because, yeah, it's definitely 7.8 for sure. 7.85, excuse me. Doing anything for the draft? Not the draft lottery. I'll be working out in Surrey. I thought about doing a stream for the lottery. For the draft itself, maybe. I'm not the biggest draft prospects guy, but I might just do reaction video instead of streaming live, but we shall see. What are my opinions on Bonus being truthful to the media, which led to the team turning against him? He was obviously very frustrated. He's not walking all of his comments back. Some of them, I'm okay with it. I think there's something rotten about the leadership of that team. I was okay with it. I saw a reference to what Subban said, but I don't want to touch it literally or figuratively. Yes, Cogliano had his neck fractured when I think it was Eberle checked him. Was it Eberle? Very, very sad. 40-team NHL simulation. The Portland franchise traded for Carey Price from Montreal after Quick retired. Oh, those are some old goalies. Do I think the Flames hired Benning in some capacity? Absolutely not. Subban made a comment about the rapper Lizzo. He was saying the Leafs should pack a big Lizzo lunch for energy. Not good. Not good. Yes, when Cogliano got hurt, I think Eberle was the one who did it, right? Does the Rangers re-sign the recently acquired deadline trades, Kane, Tarasenko? I doubt it. Usually when a rental goes to a team and the team does not do well, the rental has no reason to stay because it obviously did not work. And they'd have to think about how much money they want to commit to a guy like that. Do I think the Rangers would have advanced if they had traded for Miller instead of Kane and Tarasenko? Justin, good question, man. That's so hard to say because it's these hypothetical questions. They're very interesting to me, but they're almost impossible to answer because you just don't know. I will say this. I listened to the Rick Tocchet podcast when he was a guest on Shane O'Brien's podcast, and Rick Tocchet absolutely loves JT Miller. Absolutely loves him. And I don't worry about Miller's attitude, his body language, his negativity. Not with Tocchet here now. I really don't. What player has the most complete passes? Alan, when you say complete, I'm sure you don't mean like comprehensive, like how hard, how fast. You're talking about actual accuracy. Yeah, usually it's a defender, like who can hit forwards, who can hit his D partner. But there's some, like McDavid's an excellent passer. Just think of what he does for Draisaitl all the time. Kucherov is a really good passer, very smart. So there's a lot of really good passers in the league for sure. So I don't know if there's a stat marking passes, but that's an interesting point. Do I think Kravtsov leaves the Canucks, or will he be an Abbotsford piece? Yeah, he did not show that much, and I think they already have so many guys battling for spots. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not back. Could we get Tarasenko on free agent, or we have no cap? You can put anyone's name in that thing, and the answer would be no, because we have no cap. Do you think the Rangers would improve next season? It depends what they do this offseason. I think that's true for a lot of teams. If we moved up to third overall in the draft, which Coach Rob, we actually can't. We can either be first, second, 11th, 12th, or 13th. Just so we're all aware. Because if two teams above them win the draft lottery and just move up a little bit, the Canucks stay at 11th. If a team from below them moves up ahead of them, the Canucks drop to 12th. And if two teams from below them move up ahead of them, they drop down 13th. And if they win one of the two draft lotteries, they get first or second. So technically they can't finish third. But I will read your question. If we move up to third overall in the draft, would we trade to take first overall? Would Miller and the third overall do it? No. I think you're talking. I think you need either another asset because after Bedard, yes, the players are good, and Fantilli, Carlson, Smith, so on and so forth, but they're not Bedard. So I don't think Miller and a third gets it done for a first. Trouba is a bad captain. A lot of people really like him. Average dude. During the 90s, Pacific Coliseum had the best camera angle lighting. During 2010s, I said GM Place had best camera angle lighting. Now in 2023, what do you think? You know, I don't watch enough of other hockey teams to really venture a fair comment, Mr. Joker. Sorry to disappoint you, but I would just be making up an answer, which really isn't fair to you. Taylor says, should have gone to Panarin or Zibanejad. Would you move Beauvillier next season? And if so, what do you think we'd get? Do you still see the Horvat trade as one that we won without Kravtsov hasn't impressed yet? And considering we lost the pick. Well, remember the Kravtsov trade, Justin, has nothing to do with Horvat. Because the Horvat trade was Beauvillier, Ratu, and a draft pick. So, but I hear what you're asking. You're saying that we lost the pick, but the pick became Philip Hronek in a way. So I would say if Horvat continues his poor play, that that we could end up winning the trade for sure. No, Tyler, a best of 5 means it's the first team to win 3 games, not 4. Best of 7, you have to win 4. A best of 5, you only have to win 3. Lucas, Carey Price's injury is bad. My 40-team NHL hockey simulation didn't have him play a game for 3 seasons. What? You've already simulated at least 3 seasons? Could you see a scenario where Lekaramaki signs, comes to North America this summer to train with development staff because we know DPD is already going to train here? Could I see a scenario? Yeah, I could see it, but anything could happen. I have no clue if his training would be better here with the Canucks staff. Well, actually, now that I verbalize it, it is probably better, but will the player want to do so? Heard that the guy that should go first in next year's draft would want to be Canuck too. Yes, there's talk about back-to-back players who, like the Canucks, going to go number 1 back-to-back in the next 2 seasons. I love Bieksa, but I really miss Don Cherry's coach's corner. Do you not miss Don Cherry? I do not miss Don Cherry. What should we do with our pick? Should we try and move up or move it down or trade it for a quality player? I don't see them getting rid of the pick, given that we hardly have any. And I think they can get a really good player at 11. I really do. So I think they're going to keep it. 2 more wins. 2 seasons in the future. Gotcha. Habs fans still hate Chris Kreider. Hello, Harry. And who is my pick to replace Cheech? Don't have one just yet. Don't have one just yet. Yeah, I don't even know who's out there that would be good. Imagine Boudreaux came back and was color man. That would be fun, actually. You think the Canucks get a D-man? I do. I think they're going to try, and they're going to try and get a third-line center as well. Edmund cringing at how well Seattle is doing the playoffs. Yeah, some people are happy for them because they don't think they're really a rival for the Canucks just yet. Wow, that was good. That was good. 16, 17 minutes of hockey questions. We are going to transition to Ask Me Anything for the last 5 minutes or so. And as we transition, here we go. Shannon, I was reading more about Cogliano. He was cleared by medical staff. He returned in the game in the 3rd period. Crazy. Last 2 hockey-related questions, and then let's get to Ask Me Anything. Can we see any trades during the draft for the Canucks this season? Yeah, I just don't know if they're going to trade their first-round pick, though. Are you excited for what position the Canucks will land on Saturday? Very excited. They're doing the draft lottery on Monday, though, Harry, not Saturday. Abby's the only team, AHL team, without an official mascot. Ah, very good. I did not know that. All right, friends, let's go to Ask Me Anything now for 5 minutes. Am I going to wear any Star Wars gear during the stream tomorrow? Nope. Don't care. Don't care about Star Wars at all. Zero care. What's my favorite Les Miserables song? Oh, good question. I don't know. Is it too easy to say On My Own? I like On My Own. I do. Did I have sushi this week? Yes. Had it today. Had it yesterday. Golf or baseball? To play golf, I like softball. I'm decent at it. Actually, I'm better at softball than I am at golf, but I love being golf. I love walking. I love being out in nature. Not that you're not in nature playing. No one's playing baseball inside a house. But I do like golf to watch and to play more than baseball. Rome, this is a hockey question, but because I like you so much, I'll answer it. Thoughts on Tyler Myers being invited to play on Team Canada? Are you surprised? Yes and no. They take players that not everyone's going to say yes. So I'm sure Tyler Myers wasn't on the first ballot. Let's say that. But good for him. Good for him. Did he say yes? I have not been to Yoshi's in Oakland. Jazz Club. Chicken Croquet last Friday. Nice. I hope the music and the food was good. Is the draft meetup happening anytime soon? What's the draft meetup, Harry? Tell me what that is. I've never said that I'm doing a draft meetup. So the answer is no. It's not happening anytime soon. Shania Twain or Nelly Furtado? I did like Nelly's Fly Like a Bird, but really that's the only song that I really liked of her. So I'll go with Shania. Which sushi mura do you eat more? The one in Richmond or one in Vancouver? Vancouver, because it's so close to my work average, dude. The one in Richmond I've only been to twice. I have heard of the show Degrassi, but I don't know anything about it. Favorite classic rock band? Ooh, not a big classic rock band, but does Genesis with Phil Collins count? Are they a classic rock band? Let's go with them. Most memorable memory with Gail prior to getting married. Jason makes me laugh. Try to keep it clean. Not easy. I think so many. I think maybe our first trip to the Philippines was memorable. First trip to California. Me proposing to her, obviously, that was very memorable. A bunch of church memories as well. Most memorable, though, before getting married. Yeah, it's kind of a cop-out because it's related. Maybe it was when I proposed to her. May the 4th be with you. Yes, I do know at least that, Gurpreet, that reference for sure. Which golf place do you usually go to? Good question. I played Langara a few times. There's Mayfair. I'm sorry, Mylora in Richmond. But I don't say there's a course that I've been to multiple times, but I've tried many courses only once because we do these golf trips every summer. Gran Turismo movie. Interesting. Yes, I have been in contact with C Edits. Thank you, Fangirl. She's doing okay. May the Lord be with you sound like may the force be with you. That's true. Very similar. If I had the keys to develop a rival sports league to any of the big four, which leagues would you challenge? Ooh, what a great question, Lucas. Baseball, I don't care about. Not the NHL. Maybe because I'm too connected to the Canucks. Maybe between NBA and NFL. Maybe a new basketball league. I know more about basketball than I do about football. So maybe an NBA league. Great question, Lucas. I like that one. If I was to go to the movies this week and watch one of the two new releases, which one would I watch? Love Again or Guardians 3? I don't even know what Love Again is, so let's go with Guardians 3. By the way, speaking of movies, I'm just here for The Riot by Kat Jamie. It premiered in Toronto on the weekend, got some really good reviews, and it's available for streaming starting this Friday, so I'm going to buy it and watch it and see if I made it. Shannon, actually, our golf trip that I just talked about, it's going to be in Victoria, but it's going to be so tight that I don't think I'll have time to do anything else because it's just a few days of golf and then heading home. But yeah, if I do come another time, I'll drag Andrew along for sure. Star Wars or Star Trek? Honestly, Lucas, neither. I don't care about either one. The one I was mentioning about the NHL draft meetup watch party at Lucky 9. Yeah, thank you, Harry. I don't think I ever committed to an NHL draft meetup. Maybe I talked about it. That would be a cool idea, but I do want to do something at Lucky 9 for sure before the summer's out. Yeah, Revs is being closed, but that's the way it goes. They make so much more money by building up on it for sure. Note, Sky, I don't care about the Blue Jays. Have I been to Mayfair and tried their food? I live close to Mayfair Lakes Golf Course. I've been to Mayfair. I think I've eaten at the restaurant. Is there a restaurant there, Harry? I think I've eaten there once, I think. One of my friends responded, you too, to Father Smith. Yes. Was your average, was it Rye? Was it Rye? I thought it was the very last person on the left. And I thought he said, peace be with you and with you too. Was it Rye? Let me know if it was Rye. Favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption. If I was to make The Rock or John Cena angry for some reason, and the only way you could get on the good side is by winning a wrestling match, I would wrestle John Cena because I think they're both extremely ripped and in good shape. John Cena's muscle mass has seemed to shrink a little bit, but I'm sure he's still super, super strong. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick Cena. Shannon, Mickey is doing great. Thank you. Just lazy as always. It was Rye. That's what I thought. Got nothing to say. Good night in the Philippines. Angelo, good night from the Philippines. Thank you for being here. Last 2 minutes, you guys. WWE draft was decent this year. Not super exciting. It was okay. They had some major names moved. Okay, let's do this. I'll ask you and I'll highlight your questions. Your answers to this. Tell me either which of the 4 NHL series are you most excited for and why. Tell me which of the 4 NHL series are you most excited for and why. I will highlight a few of your responses on the way out. There's a restaurant there at Mayfair inside a beautiful view. You can see the golf course. Thank you, Harry. That is excellent. I'm going to go check it out. Does Mickey have a favorite toy? There's a couple balls he likes chasing around stuff, but not really fangirl. He's just lazy. He doesn't even play. What's my guess? I would love to say first, I think they're going to stay at 11th. That's my guess. What's the one thing I want to accomplish by the end of this year? Get back into really good shape for the month of May, June, July, August. Leafs versus Panthers, so I can see the Leafs lose. Okay. Seattle versus Dallas to see if they can make it to the final. That's fair. Leafs versus Panthers because of Kachuk and national coverage of the Leafs. Edmonton, Vegas, as I want to see Edmonton take Vegas out. Edmonton, Toronto, that's my 4. Nice. Toronto Panthers and Oilers Vegas, I believe both Canadian teams are up against their biggest threat. That's a great point. Toronto to see if they don't choke like Boston did. Sure. Toronto Florida series, see if Toronto makes it past. And you're hoping for Vegas versus Leafs. Cool. Leafs Panthers because Leafs are my second favorite team. Feels good to have a favorite team past the first round. You trying to make us mad or sad? And Edmonton too. Very good. Friends, I'm going to end it there. And I know like this. Harry would love to see Vegas win their first Stanley Cup. Awesome. Okay, I'm ending it here for sure. Oilers Knights, McDavid versus Eichel. Yes, that is a fascinating matchup for sure. Friends, you guys are awesome. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Carol Bovenlander, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. Thank you, Lucas, for the donation. Appreciate that very much. And to any new subscribers, welcome. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. If thanks to our sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate and Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Don't forget, tomorrow night, I am doing this. I am doing a live reaction to the Kraken versus the Stars game tomorrow night, starting at 6:30. So hope you can pop by for some of that or all of that if you want. Let me know on the way out in the chat. Let me know if you're going to be able to come by for some of my live stream tomorrow during the Seattle Kraken Dallas Stars game. In the meantime, thanks everyone for being here. Always appreciate you, like I said, and I never take you for granted. So on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, become a member, or upgrade your membership. And most importantly, give yourselves a pat on the back for being here. I'm really glad that you were here, and I hope that I see you tomorrow night at 6:30 for some of that stream. So stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And for those of you Star Wars fans out there, for sure, may the 4th be with you. By the way, do you know what kind of exercise lazy people like to do? Diddly squats. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.